So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Carrasco Ranch. My name is Robert. If this is your first time tuning in. So in this video, as you can tell from the thumbnail, we're going to talk about some of my favorite fillet knives. I have 3 of my favorite fillet knives. Summer's coming around. A lot of people are going to be doing a lot of fishing. So one of the most important things is having a good fillet knife, because if not, it could lead to accidents. So all the fillet knives I'm going to be talking about today will be down in the description. There are links, so you can check out the specs, read a little bit more about them, check out the reviews, and if you're interested, you can purchase them directly from that link. Super easy, super simple. Without further ado, guys, just going to go ahead and get into it. I have made a video on my favorite fillet knives about a year, maybe even 2 years ago, but it's been a while. Some things have changed. I have swapped out one of my knives with another one that I kind of prefer nowadays. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. I have you guys inside my shed because it is raining, and I'm outside just for the lighting, but I'm trying to make it as super quick as I can. So starting off with my personal favorites. I even brought my sharpener, so you guys can check it out. It'll be down in the description as well. My personal favorite, and it has begun to rain. My personal favorites are going to be these Victorinox fillet knives. I have I was going to say a bunch, but I have like 4 of these. I have 4 of these. These are my personal favorites. I keep them for everything. For fish, they are flexible enough to get around the bones, but they're still sturdy enough to do some of those bigger boned fish as well. They hold an edge very, very long. I mean, I cannot say anything bad about these things. I've had these for quite a while now. Like I said, I had 4. I wish the handles were a little bit better if I had to complain about anything. They're like a charcoal feel to them, but they do the job. They keep up with the sliminess, like with catfishing, which is what I do a lot of. They do get a little slimy, but because they have that little like rocky charcoal feel to it, they don't get too bad like some of the other knives. Yeah, overall, my personal favorites right here, Victorinox's. Excuse me, they do good for bony fish. Some of the smaller fish, they have enough bend in there to where it can get around those bones. But overall, they hold an edge very, very well. So the next one I'm going to talk about is called Dexter. This is the one I swapped out for a German-made knife that I made a video on about a year or 2 ago. So Dexter is more known for like the food grade type knives, food industry knives. But they have entered the, outdoor space a couple years ago, and well, I guess for a while now, but they haven't really became that popular, but they're becoming a little bit more popular now. They have deer skinning knives, they have fillet knives, they have different types of knives, bait knives, which I have a Dexter bait knife. Excellent little guy, excellent little knife. But yeah, so Dexter has come a long way. This one, it's a little bit longer blade, it's a straight edge blade. Again, I don't use it as much as my Victorinoxes because those are my personal favorites, but it still does the job. And this one I usually will keep in the vehicle in case I forget to take another knife. I have this one as a backup, and I know it's going to do the job, and it's going to do it pretty well. The handle is similar to the Victorinoxes. It's just that it's white. It's a little lighter than the other knives, and it still has that charcoaly feel to it. But this one does have a little bit more of a plastic touch, I guess, to it than the other ones do. So this one, just looking at the blade, it does say it's made in Japan. But overall, I've had really, really good results with this knife. It holds an edge very, very good. I hope you guys can hear that thunder. We've been getting rain all week long here in Texas. It's been for sure a week, probably a week and a half at this point, and the ground is so saturated, everything that falls is just collecting. But anyways, time to go do some more fishing. That's probably what I'll be doing maybe tomorrow or maybe the next day, trying to do a little bit of fishing. But anyways, back to the knife. So it's a straight edge blade. It's a light knife. If you like light knives, this is a good one. If you like straight edge blades, these are a good one. It does good with the bony fish. This knife is fairly similar to the Victorinox as far as its maneuverability with the bonier fish. It still has enough feel, like you can still feel when you hit those smaller bones, saying like catfish, you can still feel it. There's some knives that are just too big and bulky and you can't really feel it enough. But with this one and the Victorinoxes, you can get a good feel of where you are on the body when you're filleting your fish. So the last one is going to be my Bubba Blade, my Bubba knife. This one by far has the best handle out of all of my fillet knives. I have probably like 15 fillet knives at this point, but this is by far the best handle out of all of them. I wish the Victorinoxes had these type of handles on them. They make it to where you feel more secure. You have more control over what's going on with the blade with this type of handle. This one, the only thing I don't like is that when you are filleting catfish, this one does tend to hold the slime a little bit more. So it does get a little bit more slippery in this area. But because it has these little grooves here, you still feel like you have a lot of control and like your hands aren't going to slip off and cut yourself. This one is a tapered blade, so it is still good for like the bonier fish. It's not as good for some of the smaller boned fish. I don't get a good feel on them as much as I do with like the Victorinoxes. Again, this is more like a personal preference type thing, but it is a good knife. And I do use this one for like barbecuing, cutting up briskets, any other like fajitas if you barbecue a lot. I use this one a lot because it's handy and I just like how it feels. I like how it grips. And when you're messing with meat and stuff like that, you usually don't have slime and things that scales like that come with fish. So this offers a good handle and a good feel when you are cutting up meat and stuff like that. So it's not only a fillet knife, I use it for other things as well. But it's also definitely one of my favorite knives as well. So this one's going to be down in the description. It's a little bit heavier knife. If you like heavier knives, the Bubba Blade is probably going to be your personal favorite. I personally don't. I like a little bit of a lighter knife when I'm filleting fish. When I'm cutting up meat, I do like a heavier knife. But again, personal preference. Everyone has a personal preference on what you'd like. So, like I said, it's going to be down in the description. You can read more about it, read the specs, type of blade, and all the materials that are in the blade and things like that. All that will be down below. So real quickly, I'll show you what I use to sharpen up my knives. I have a stone. I have the little handheld like filer type style. And then I have this one. This one is just simple. I usually use a stone if I'm traveling. I'll throw it in a bag because sometimes it may not have electricity. This one runs on electricity. Also the filer if I'm going somewhere that doesn't have electricity. One of those two are going to go with me, either the stone or the filer. But yeah, this is the one I'm going to use today, and it'll be down in the description as well. Alright guys, so I'm going to give you a quick little, I guess, up close and personal of the blades and what they look like. I'll go really slow. It has really started pouring now, so that's what we're going to do right now. Starting off first with the Bubba knife. These blades have already been sharpened, so now we're just going to show you what they look like. Hopefully you can see it. Next is the Victorinox. And last but not least, hopefully you can hear me over the rain, is the Dexter. Alright guys, so just to kind of wrap it up, these are my top 3 picks here. We have the Bubba knife, the Dexter, and the Victorinox. Taking first place is going to be the Victorinox all the way, by far. One of my favorite knives and the most versatile. And it's a really light knife. The next one for, I guess, filleting fish is going to be the Dexter. This will be my second choice. Again, a good solid knife to keep in the vehicle in case you forget your primary knife. You have this one and you know it's going to do the job. And this one's all around. You can use it for multiple things other than just filleting. When you're cooking up, you know, a brisket, fajitas, or any other type of meat. This one's also pretty good for that. Again, it's a fillet knife, but I use it for other things and it works out really, really well. Mainly because I love this handle as well. But yeah, so those are the 3 knives that I would put up in my top 3 category for filleting fish. Well, all right, guys, I hope you guys gained some information or some insight if you're looking for a fillet knife. I hope it provided some value for you, and hopefully you found a new fillet knife. If you have a fillet knife that wasn't up here, drop it down in the comments. I'd definitely be interested in checking it out. Again, these are just some of my personal favorites, but I haven't tried every single fillet knife out there. So yeah, if you have one, drop it down in the comments. Until next time, be careful, be good, take care, and God bless. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.